Creo Parametric 4.0, Lesson 13, Part 1. We're going to make a couple of small parts for this lesson and then use a variety of pattern commands. So to start off with selecting my proper directory, of course. And mine is taking a little while for some reason. And what I'm going to do to start off with, I think, is just create the new part. This will be the bracket. Use the default template. Make sure all of your tags and everything are on so you can see everything. And I'm going to go into my model properties, and under the detail options, I wanted to show that you can actually get this while you're in the model. So we're going to be on the drawing options. Even though we're not creating a drawing, I wanted to show that capability. If there are other things you want to have, like the same configuration options that you had before, then you would import them. And again, they should be saved under a unique name. No. And it did shut off my datum tags, so I'm going to turn those back on. All right, so we're going to start off, we're going to just make a simple L shape, so it's an extrude, and click on line. I'm going to be careful with my constraints. There's my section. And I'm going to go and make sure these things, it looks like they picked it up, but I'm going to click on equal because I want this line to definitely be equal with this line. No, they weren't equal, so now they are. And that's about all I need to do for the section. It's going to be 7 inches by 0.75. So this, I won't bother to go into modify. And it's 7 tall by 5. And normally I don't do this way. I would use the modify and capture all the dimensions and modify them with the dialog. But it's only 3 dimensions, so it's not a big deal. Check, and as I recall, I think this is 12. We'll look and see. Yes, 12 inches. All right. So I would like to work in isometric, so I'm going to go over to model display, click my isometric, like so. A little easier to see. And I'm going to create a rib. Now you got to pick the proper one here. It's not a trajectory, it's a profile rib. And I really don't like this way over here on the right hand side. People don't even see it. I wish it was closer. But here you can make an internal construction feature, in this case a datum plane, and we're going to offset it from here. And I think it's offset 2 inches, but we will see. Yes, 2 inches. So change this to 2 inches. Okay. And then we're going to continue. So we're going to come up here and say we want to resume the command, the rib command. And it's looking for a reference. So we're going to define sketch. And I'm going to go into my profile here. I'm not going to create the references because with the new capabilities, as soon as I start sketching, it'll pick up that edge as a reference. Same way with down here. Now it is a rib, so therefore I am not going to make it closed. You want to make it empty, or I should say open, and this portion here will fill in. Now, as far as our dimensions go, we need a dimension for this, And we need one from here to here. And this one is okay. And we'll move it out. And I can't remember what these were. I'm going to guess and then look. And I think this was 4. Yeah, I think I'm wrong. Already wrong. So it's 175. So it's 3 by 4.5. And this one is 3. So it was close. All right. And check. And I think this is supposed to be 0.5. And middle mouse button to finish it. So there's my rib. Now it's still highlighted, so I'm going to right mouse button pattern. And this is a dimension pattern. So that's the first type we're going to use. And we're going to select 2 as the unit, and we're going to type in 4. So we want it 4 inches in between, and we want 3 of these. Check. And there's our, doesn't preview it with it, so wish it did, but it doesn't preview. So there's my rib. Got 3 of them, patterned, equally spaced. Next thing, I'm going to turn the model a little bit over here like so, and we're going to put in a hole. Select a position for it. And I'm going to drag my references here. One reference and the other reference. Like so. So you can see it's located. I think the hole is 1 inch. And it is a threaded hole. So we're going to go up here and pick 1/2 inch, I should have said. It's going to be through all. And the shape is going to have this option of through thread, which is what we want to do. And we're going to put a countersink on it. I think it's 0.5, just a little lead. And so we're 2 and 7. So we're 7 inches away here. And we're 2 inches here. Like so. Middle mouse button to finish it. If I want to, I can turn off that annotation. Now, still highlighted, so I'm going to pattern. And this time I'm going to do a fill pattern. And we are going to pick on references, and it's the sketching. We're going to go into define. Excuse me, we're going to sketch on there. And in this case here, we're going to offset a loop, pick on the whole feature here, and we're going to type in negative 0.3875, I think. So it brings the offset in from the outside. If you accidentally went the wrong direction, just reverse it, put a negative in there. Close. Right mouse button, check. Now here, what I like to do, you can use hidden line instead, but I like to turn it, and I'm going to look normal into this surface. Now I want to get rid of, I think my dimensions are a little bit off, but it doesn't make any difference. So I want to get rid of all the ones that are going to be interfering with or going where the rib is. So we're turning these off. The instances of the pattern will not be where the white dots are. Now check, and there's my whole pattern. All right, so used to pattern the ribs, we patterned the holes, Next thing we're going to do is we're going to go into applications and click on welding, fillet, and let's look and see. We have location, and basically what you're doing is you're going to pick one side here, and then you can use right mouse button to get to side 2, or you can click up here. And here we're going to go and select all of our verticals. Now I'm holding down the control key, and I use my right mouse button click to get to the other side. Like so. Now I want to have a new set, and this time I want to use this surface here as the primary, and then this as the primary, and then the individual other ones I'm going to do the vertical surfaces and horizontal here. It looks a little bit large to me, so I think this is supposed to be 0.125 for the size of it. And look at options. Now, we didn't do this in the book, but you can just take a look at this. Let's just put in a couple of things. Let's put in grinding, and let's put in convex, and we'll leave the other stuff alone. Okay, go over to symbol. I'm not quite sure what's going on with this, but when you click here, it'll show the symbol, and then I shut it off, and this comes up. So I have no idea why. I'm going to go and pick on the edge over here, like so. And then I want to turn back on my annotations and put it way over here. So I'd put it on that edge, but put it way over on this side. So if I select this, I'm going to go into annotations here with my filter, lower right hand side, and click on this. And I've got some choices here. Number 1, move. If I click on move, I can move it out a little bit. The other one is move to another plane. Well, if you remember when we created this profile rib, we had a DTM1 which went down the middle of this over here, the first rib. So I'm going to select that, and you can see it pops over. All right. So there's my welding. So that is the first component. We're going to go to part 2 for the next simple one.